I spoke with Illinois Congressman Mike Quigley, a Democrat who serves on the House Intelligence Committee. I started by asking him how significant Sondland's updated testimony is for the inquiry.
Well, I think a couple things come to mind. When you read these transcripts, you begin to understand why they're blocking every other witness they can. The truth is hurting them significantly. Number two, he acknowledges what everyone else has recognized. There was a quid pro quo. And to the Ambassador Sondland, it's never too late to do the right thing and bring the truth to the American people.
And some Republicans, like Congressman Mark Meadows from North Carolina, said that these transcripts reveal that the president simply wanted to root out corruption in Ukraine. Your reaction to that?
You know, that's something we all want to do, root out corruption in Ukraine. I've been there several times, and that was always a topic for all their candidates for office and their government to move forward on. But it's very clear in reading these transcripts that the only corruption the president was talking about wasn't really corruption in Ukraine. It was his desire to muscle a vulnerable ally, pressure them with military aid and a potential trip to visit the White House, conditioning it on their investigating Biden and hurting their political opponent.
So you're understanding that these investigations would have been legitimate in Ukraine, or were they asking for the Ukraine to conduct illegitimate investigations?
Look, this is something that had been debunked some time ago. It was clear that what they wanted was a public announcement that they wanted to investigate these things, giving them credibility. You could concede that the president was going to use them for political fodder to say, this wasn't really the Russians who attacked us in 2016. It was Ukraine. And as corrupt as anyone is Joe Biden. So this was a deflection scheme. It was changing our foreign policy. And what was worse is that Ukraine at the time was, and is now, extraordinarily vulnerable. And to threaten to withhold military assistance, which would imperil them for political gain, is something I don't think we've ever seen before.
Congressman, I'm wondering if you could set the scene for these depositions. They're taking place in this secure little room called the skiff. How contentious have they been?
Look, there's a lot at stake. Emotions are running high. Last week I saw something I never thought I'd see. It's people who don't belong there violating the rules, imperiling our national security issues, bringing devices into the skiff. I suggested that they have a Snickers bar because they just weren't themselves. It was an unpleasant situation, but reflects that I guess what's at stake for them is the ultimate power base. They don't have the President of the United States. They're vulnerable as well.
And last night, Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky at a Trump rally called on the media to out the name of the whistleblower at the center of all this and said that people already know the name and it should be reported in the mainstream media. What's your reaction to that?
First, it's extraordinarily dangerous and frankly disgusting. We have already seen that this whistleblower's life has been threatened. All this whistleblower did was follow the rules and since pull the fire alarm. Since that time, we have independently discovered the fire and the flames of this investigation. Whistleblowers are important in a democracy. They're absolutely critical when it comes to the intelligence community. The whistleblower system is imperiled, and there's a chilling effect like we are seeing here. Two bad things happen. One is leaks, and that imperils sources and methods, makes us less safe. And the second is that bad things and law breaking goes unreported. That can't happen in a democracy. So there's absolutely no need to reveal who the whistleblower is or was, because the investigation, independent of what the whistleblower let us know about, has uncovered all the wrongdoing that any article of impeachment needs.
Congressman, as you know, Republicans have been very critical of the process here. Some of them are now complaining that these transcripts are being revealed sort of one by one instead of all at the same time. Why not just release all the transcripts of all the depositions that have been taken to this point?
Now, first of all, we're letting the witnesses review them, and this takes time. We're making sure that they're accurate. We're also screening them, as we do with all transcripts, to make sure there's no classified information. So the Republicans are arguing process any way they can. They said, we can't go forward unless we have a vote in the House. Well, we had a vote in the House. Then they said, well, we can't have people testify without the attorneys for the agency, something that they disagreed with on the other side just so recently. So they're arguing process because they don't want to talk about what the president did. That doesn't work for them either.
Congressman Quigley, thank you very much.
Anytime. Thank you.